Hi. Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Good night if it's bedtime. I do not own the rights to anything, any music or motion pictures you hear in the background. Don't own the rights to them. So today is Monday, April the 20th. You know what? I have to write everything down. 27th. See? I was about to say the 26th. So, April 27th, 2020. And today is Metaphysically Engaged Television Time. And the question that I was presented with, which is the topic that I want to go over today, is what exactly is tarot and how is it used? Now, I'm going to try to knock those. It's one question. It's posed as one question, two questions within one or whatever. But I'm gonna try to knock it out with my whole little spiel that I have. So, just to jump right in because I hopefully don't want to be on too long. I'm trying to shorten my videos because there are so many more other things. Like the videos were longer because I guess I had the time to do it. I'm not saying that I was making the time to do it, but I'm really stretching myself because I'm getting a bit more requests. Like the requests they had laid off a little bit or slacked up or whatever. Now they're picking back up, so I gotta get into that. So I don't want to spend too much time on here. And my need to meditate has picked up. I was just given those instructions to meditate more than I have been meditating. But I'm happily doing it. I'm happily doing that. My daughter, one of my kids was like, Mama, we need you to stop meditating so much because we don't want you to slip away and don't come back. And I was like, oh my gosh. She said, we don't not slip away, but like we don't want you to go into another world. Because, some people have actually gone on astrally and they weren't able to get them back. But I think they were under influence of DMT, like man manipulated DMT, because we naturally produce DMT. But anyways, and I think I've heard of a few situations where the person wasn't able to be brought back from the astral plane. Anyway, because like last night, I promise I thought I was meditating for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, and when I came out of meditation, it was like almost 3 a.m. and I can remember it being like 12, almost 1. And so I was talking to my daughter and she was telling me some stuff and I was like, but didn't you just leave? And she was like, she said no. Anyways, it's crazy, but yeah, I was gone, but it only felt like 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes tops. So yeah, whew. But I had some valuable lessons on last night's meditation. This morning meditated a good little bit, maybe close to an hour, probably close to an hour. Well, what I did was I meditated and then I went into just my imagination, basically. So yes, let me get into this today. Talking about what is tarot. What is tarot? What exactly is tarot and how is it used? Okay, so I'm going off of my notes. So a card in the tarot, first of all, it does not just tell your fortune. It doesn't just tell you the things that you want to know. And kitchen. It doesn't just tell you the things that you want to know. And also, you don't even have to have psychic abilities. See? Psychic abilities to give a tarot reading. Cards are made, like the actual cards are made. I should have had some cards with me. but I don't. But the cards are made to provide a physical insight into certain truths. And these truths are coming from your higher self. So, or the cards can be used to suggest or give suggestions of evolved awareness of things you already know. So, and that serves as like a confirmation. So, in other words, these cards or these readings should provide you confirmation or give you insight of what's really going on in a situation. Suggestions. Now, I have a definition actually on my webpage. I want to read that definition because this is what tarot is for me personally. And I use tarot as a metaphysical resource of guidance. This is how I professionally and personally and metaphysically or ministerially, all these are leads, but in my ministry I use tarot as a resource of guidance. And I'm going to go to my webpage and just read the definition that I have there. My webpage is motivatedempowerment.com. Motivatedempowerment.com. And if you go there, you can click on the link from the home page that it says Tarot by Me. Tarot by Me. And the definition I have there says tarot is a very powerful way to bring into your awareness certain personal truths about you, your life, and your situations. So that's just very brief about how I use tarot under my ministry. So legally it's termed the Metaphysical Ministry of Angel Truesdale or Angel Truesdale. And but the name that I use is Motivated Empowerment. So I don't gotta get into all of that. My mind be going all over the place. But tarot is a very powerful way to bring into your awareness certain personal truths. So basically, it's just bringing things up to you to your knowledge, so to speak, so that you will be aware of these things that you may not have been aware of, or that you may have been introduced to, but for some reason it's just not coming to you at the moment. So what tarot does is bring these things to your awareness, so you're like, oh, now. Or if it's something that's future timed, when you get to it, you can be like, oh, I remember now. This reading, the information in this reading is coming to me. A lot of the times it's good to write down your readings, just like they say you get a prophecy, you write down your prophecy, or you can remember it. Because I remember a prophecy that I got when I was like 19 years old, 18 or 19, and I still remember that prophecy to this day. And I'm in my 30s now, and I'm just now seeing that prophecy playing out or being fulfilled. It's called being fulfilled. But yeah, I had never wrote it down. I wish I had written it down, because there are some things that I don't quite remember, but I remember the bulk of it. I don't remember who gave me this prophecy. I don't remember who gave me this prophecy, but I remember this prophecy. I remember where I was at when I got the prophecy. Like, I could still see myself standing in the spot that I was standing when I got this prophecy. So anyways, yeah, so that's my definition, and this is how I personally and professionally use tarot. Not necessarily, well, yes, whether it's with cards, because in my readings, they're called sessions. I can use the tarot cards, or I don't have to use the tarot cards. The tarot cards, like I said, are a physical form, a physical version of what I can show you, what you can actually see, instead of listening to things that I'm telling you about a situation or about a concern that you have. And this is another thing. I have to do an exam. Like, I got 2 exams due, and I don't know. I gotta plan out the rest of this time. So let's see. Also, tarot is a guide. Now, tarot is a guide of self-awareness, and it's symbolic of like a soul map or a map of your conscious life. So there's a thing called map of the or map of consciousness or something like that. But within a tarot reading, you can also use tarot maps. I like to do personalized or individualized tarot maps. So I will allow a person to give me a certain amount of choices to place on this map, and I use that with my pendulum. But that's not the type of map I'm talking about. It's just a soul map, the map of you, the map of your consciousness, in even your subconscious. This is just a guide to navigate your life, or to navigate you, who you are. Now, as you've heard me many times before, and you'll hear me even the more, the very famous psychologist Carl Jung, he stated that tarot cards work through a process known as synchronicity. And this process is there to describe the coincidence of your current events with how the cards are laid. So basically, or did I write down basically? Did I explain that? Yeah, so okay, so I'm going to continue reading. So basically the cards, the spoken cards, or the cards that are laid out or fall out or pulled or chosen, are what your higher self already knows. So the cards that come out is what your higher self already knows. Therefore, no, I'm skipping. Let me go back to this. Work through a process as synchronicity. So basically, whatever you're going through, whether you state it before the reading or don't, whatever you're going through, when those cards come out, it's going to coincide, or it's going to seem parallel to what you're actually dealing with in your conscious life, in your waking life. This is what Dr. Carl Jung was stating, is that the tarot cards, or just tarot, goes through this synchronicity process known as synchronicity. So if you do get a reading and you're like, this is not what's going on, could be going on some time from now, or maybe this is something you've going on in your past. Either way, it's a synchronizing situation with something that's in your life path, your life journey. Most of the times it's something current, like you get a reading and, oh, this is going on right now, or you get a reading and then your mind is focused on what's coming. That reading will coincide with that. Also, I need to say this. A lot of the times when we get readings, what's going to come out is because your energy is, you're pulling. I don't know. Okay, so in the Christian community, I was taught that when you need something like from your pastor or deacon or whatever, you pull on their calling. You pull on them. So say if you know someone personally, you know your friend Amber, but your friend Amber is also an evangelist, but you call her Amber when you greet her. When you're going through something, or you need some insight, biblical guidance on something, instead of going to say Amber, you'll address her as Evangelist Amber. You're activating her calling, his or her calling. You're activating that power that they walk in and work in, and they just reside in. So this is the same thing as when you're pulling on that power with the tarot cards. Whatever energy you're in, that's what you're pulling out. So this will go, because I've had some people say, and even me, I've had a few readings and I'm like, that ain't it. And every reading is not for you, especially when you're listening to general readings. Because when I've had general readings, that's when I'm mostly like, nah, that ain't for me. But there are certain signs in your birth chart that you can follow also to get a more accurate reading than some. So, for instance, I hope I cleared up what I was just talking about. But like calling is your energy, it's your power, what you're pulling on. So basically, like, I'm a Sun Libra in the Western astrology. I'm a Sun Libra. So I'll look at Libra readings, or I used to look at Libra readings heavily. Um, a lady I know did some readings, and I listened to her readings. I didn't resonate with everything, but it was pretty close. But I'm a Vedic astrology Virgo. Yeah, I'm a Vedic astrology Virgo. And some of the things in the Virgo reading resonated a little bit more. Oh, excuse me. Oh, I don't know what that is. So, what I'm saying is, you have to figure out, if you're that deep into astrology, know the placements and the shiftings and the times and your sun sign, your moon sign, your ascendant or your rising, and your Venus sign, your Mars sign, all of these different placements, because I think Jupiter's expansion, it's what is Jupiter? Is the planet of expansion. So when you look at your Jupiter sign reading, it kind of guides you into a way to go to expand your life, or like that. Your moon sign, I think, deals with how you express yourself emotionally. I'm trying to go off the top of my head, but there's so much I've gone through. Like, I have notes everywhere, and I'm trying to remember it. And I know I'm doubting myself, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you look at what's you're actually, because let me just look at this. I could give you a quick rundown of how to watch. Just a quick, simple how to watch your readings, because, or you could just do what you've been doing. You are a Capricorn. Hey, just watch Capricorn readings until whenever. But there are different times and different readings that I'm drawn to. Not so much lately, just because I'm being pulled differently or being opened differently. Where is this? I had to go so far back. Bordeaux. I'm just trying to find it really quickly. If I can't find it, then oh well. I'll just forget about it and keep moving forward with this, because how long have I been on? 17 minutes. So, where is it? I don't know where it is, so here it is. As soon as I said that. All right, so quickly, your sun sign is what's going on right now, or whatever the situation is currently. Yeah, whatever the situation is currently. Your rising sign, which is also called your ascendant, also some people call it your midheaven sign, is what's coming to you, what's coming in for you. That's whatever sign that is. You can look at that sign to see what's coming. So what's about to happen? What's coming in to me. So like I said, your sun sign is what's currently going on, basically. And your rising, your ascendant, or your midheaven. And your sun sign is just the sign you were born under. So wherever the sun was when you were born, that's your sun sign. Your moon sign is how you're feeling about it. Yes.
Did you say you can go over to experience?
No. So no, don't cut the light off. So your moon sign is how you feel about that situation or that person or whatever it is going on. And let's say your Venus, because Venus is your love, how you express your love. So Venus sign explains what you're doing right now. Like, okay, so your sun sign is what's going on, but your Venus sign explains what you're doing right now, like how you're expressing yourself. Yeah. not how you feel about it, but the Venus sign is how you're expressing, how are you showing this to the on the outside of you. So that's just a little bit. I just want to go over those four. Mars is action also. Mars is the action that you're going to be taking, like with a situation. So anyways, and then with my little nosy tail, when it comes to me, I like to watch my Mars sometimes, yeah, my Mars reading. And out of the four that I spoke about, I like to watch my rising. Yeah. Yeah, I like to watch my rising because I want to know what's about to happen. Like what's coming in. I want to know what's coming in. All that other stuff, like I know how I feel about it. I know how I'm going to respond. It might be different, but I know these things and I know the situation at hand. So I don't really too much look at those readings. But I like to watch my rising or my ascendant or my midheaven sign because I want to know what's about to happen. That's how you could tell I'm nosy. But I watch my moon sign sometimes. I just watch my moon sign just to see where the emotions stand at that time. But anyways, off of me, let me try to hit 30 minutes. Off of me, back onto this. What is tarot and how is it used? So I treat my cards. Now I have tarot cards. I don't really call them tarot cards. They're just cards to me. I have cards. Different types of cards. And I treat my cards as a sacred mirror. When I'm not working with them, when I am working with them, I treat them with respect. So when I am pulling cards for someone or myself, I'm taking, especially for someone else, I'm taking on or taking in, not fully. A few times I've taken it in, but I'm taking in that person's energy. I'm tapping into their energy just a bit. Or if I don't need to tap in, I just ask my spirit guides to communicate with their spirit guides. And at the same time, I'm interpreting through shared wisdom messages to give to the person that I'm talking to or reading for. So I'm doing these things simultaneously because I have to tap into your energy. I have to know what your energy is. Or one thing that I like to do, I have chakra cards, and I can ask what your energy is at the moment. Not you, but I'll ask the cards to tell me what your energy currently is. And I like to do that before I get into an actual, in-depth reading. Because I want to know where everything is. I need to make sure I'm balanced, I'm aligned, but I also need to get into where you are to see, what blockages I will have to work around. Am I giving too much? I might be giving too much. So tarot reading I'm going to say is, and I'm going to say should be. Because it might not always be, because some people just I just want to see. Okay. But tarot reading should be a therapeutic process. Listen to me. Did I say it was therapy? No, it's not. I didn't say it was therapy. You can use it however you will. But it should be a therapeutic process, a motivated process, an empowered process, a process of guidance, a synchronistic process. And it's used to open up an individual to receive valuable insights. So if this is what this is helping you with, why there some people I've been told, no, I don't do those, or I'm scared of that, or that's witchcraft, or that's black magic. I respect whatever you say. Whatever you say. But I know where my magic is. I know what I operate within and how I operate. So I asked one person, well, okay, I get what you're saying. So, because I spent time with this person, I said, so how do you feel when you're near me, when you're talking to me, or when you're nearby me? Oh, I feel good. I said, but this is what I do. This is what I've done for a long time. So how can you be afraid of that, but feel good in my company? And do I make you feel bad? No, you got good energy. So how is this? You get what I'm saying? Stuff like that. I get that people may be a little confused or conflicted because they were taught one thing and now this is being presented to them. This is why I'm now open with this with everybody I meet. There's some kind of introduction that I have to give and let them know this is me. And now, since my title is officially Metaphysical Minister, that should speak for itself. What do you mean, metaphysical minister? I'm a metaphysician. Well, what is that? Where you want me to start? There are different things that people do, whether it's being an herbalist, whether it's being a tarot. What is the word? It's a word. It's like a professional tarot reader. It's called tarot. Oh, I can't think of the word. Tarot. It's not tarotology. It's tarot something. Tarot something. I don't know, but it's like, yeah, that's like very. I guess that's what their focus is. But my focus is energy. My focus is energy, reading energy, utilizing energy. I guess I don't want to say manipulating energy, but my focus is energy. Energy is my focus. My focus is energy. On this earthly plane, I like to focus on connections. I like to focus on connections. So I like talking about parenting. I like talking about sex. And I like talking about romance, love. Being me. I like focusing on being me. And I like focusing on connections. Just being connected with others. And being connected to nature. And it just feels so good. I just like to talk. So I don't have I'm not putting myself in one column, basically. But yeah, this is used to receive valuable insights. Now, when you get a good tarot reading, as my mama said, good tarot reading, this reading will but this is truly affirm your own intuition. When get a good reading is going to only basically tell you, you're not crazy, you were right. That's what that reading is going to do. It's not going to say that, but the information you get is going to make you know, like, oh my gosh, I knew this. And that only further opens you up so that you can do what you need to do on your own journey. Listen, I always say my job is to only open the door for you. My job is to only open the door for you. There are very few people, I think, maybe more, I don't know, that I got to lead on into the door and around the corner maybe and down the street and over the hill and through the valley. Maybe. But right now, my job is to introduce to you my metaphysical ministry. The realm of metaphysics, the esoteric, the spiritual. The reason why I use the spiritual ministry is because I asked someone, I said, does it sound more appealing to you? Because I know metaphysics isn't, I love the term. But I want it to be appealing to others. I want it to be comfortable with others. So I asked someone, I said, what brings you in? What draws you more when I say the metaphysical ministry of or the spiritual ministry of? And they thought, and I was like, the spiritual. So this is why I use the spiritual ministry, but my paperwork says the metaphysical ministry. And I have to use the title as metaphysical minister, which I don't have no problem with. But when it comes to the ministry, it's the spiritual ministry. Because we are spirit bodies. And I'm ministering. When I minister to you, I'm ministering to your spirit. Because your higher self, which is your spirit man, already knows everything that I'm telling you. So when you agree, or when that light bulb sparks, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's because your spirit man, your ego may not agree. Sometimes I've been in situations where my ego didn't agree. Just today, I was convicted, as they say in the Christian community. But just today, I was corrected, basically. My ego didn't match with what my spiritual person was telling me, teaching me. But this is my life. So I'm training myself to follow through. There are plenty of things I've had to train myself, retrain myself, throw away that old training, and to take in what is now. And it hasn't been very easy, because when you're trained a certain way, when you're trained in praise and worship, when just certain things about life is very uplifting to us, but it's really just uplifting our ego. It makes our ego feel good. It makes our ego look good. And that's all it needs to do. But when you're on a certain path, there was one point on my path, it was okay. I could have, done all this stuff for my ego and participated in these things. But now that I'm on another level on this journey, that ego stuff is not going to fly. They're not going to allow it fly. I'm not going to allow it to fly. Because even doing that now, even what I was doing earlier, I felt odd. I got into it because I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I missed this. But then I got corrected. And I still tried to question it. But I submitted. Because I know my spirit man is not going to lead me down the path of destruction. Not saying my ego person was taking me there, but at the same time, your ego person is just out to enjoy the fruits of the flesh, as they say. And not all fruits of the flesh are bad. Some people just use them bad, or twist the perception of them to seem negative. So, with me saying that, tarot is just not about reading cards. Tarot, is a term. Tarot, this is something that I also learned during my studies. The word tarot and the word prophet, or shall I say the title prophet and the title tarot, is the same thing. When I learned that, I was like, so this is why the office of the prophet was pushed on me ever since I was young. I was always told. My daddy gave me the scripture. I think it was in Joshua. I'm going to go to it. I ain't even finna act like I know. I think it was in not Joshua. Is it Joshua? Jeremiah. Did I say Joshua? Let me find this. I still might be wrong, because ain't nothing but Deuteronomy coming up. I think it was Joshua that the story was talking about. Y'all can tell I don't be planning out the stuff I be coming in here to say. I can't find it. Google will find it faster than I can. What's the scripture saying? I ordained you to as a prophet to the nations.
According to Korah, before I formed
That's
you in the
it.
womb,
Jeremiah 1 and 5. My daddy, I should know this as much as he made me remember this, and how much as he used to, every time something would happen, he would say that scripture over me. I want to play with cards. Blah, 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 blah. I want to watch The Simpsons. Blah, 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 blah. This is... I was okay. So the other day they had a Simpsons marathon, I think, and I was flipping through the guide on the TV, and this came up, and I was like, you know what? I couldn't watch this when I was a little girl. I'm finna watch it, and so I just let it play. And yeah, I just let it play because I was like, I remember, and like when I got back into my cars. Well, of course, if it was a long time I didn't touch them because just I think that was like a scar from being little and wanting to play with cards. And it wasn't even like reading cards. It was just like I wanted to play Goldfish or just something. I wanted a deck of playing cards. Oh, my favorite game was Concentration. That was my favorite game. So I remember when we wasn't with my daddy no more. My mama did get me some Concentration cards, or somebody got them. I'm gonna say my mama because that's my mama. I don't remember who bought them, but I had some, and I used to play it all the time. I used to ask everybody to play with me, and I was so good at that game. Like, I was so good. Like, yeah, I play Mahjong now, but it's not the same thing because Mahjong you see everything, but on the Concentration game, everything's turned face down. I used to play that game so much. I just like card games. So anyways, and when I first started reading cards, my very first deck was a deck of playing cards, like what people play spades with. That's how I learned to read. And so I bought my kids some deck of cards from like the dollar store, but it was like cartoon character cards. And I like the mermaid cards. One of my daughters have the mermaid card pack. And I did a reading with those cards. And it was just like, Jack of Spades and King of Hearts. It was those type of cards, but they had mermaid pictures on them. And I did a reading with them. And she was like, how do you know how to do that? And I was just like, you just learn. But it's more than just learning. It's your intuition. It's not your emotions, but it's your feeling. What do you feel? Because when I looked at her, I picked up a card and I said, now what do you... Oh, one of my other daughters was like, Mom, I want to do a reading, but I need you to tell me what the cards say. And I said, baby, all it is you pull a card and you look at it, and then I want you to tell me, what do you feel when you see this card? And it really goes from there. My instructor could not believe how quickly I picked this up. And the rest of it, the more advanced stages, were self-taught. Actually, it was self-taught. I went through all of that. Like, when people do this, they develop this addiction. And I developed that addiction, and that's all I was doing. Who is it? Open the door, baby.
I was gonna say, can me and Lee get some ice cream? Cause we got some that stuff, chocolate stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna come in here and give y'all some, okay? Cause yeah.
But Nia already got it out. Cause she about to give it to Jordan.
Okay, that's fine. So I went through all of that. I went through the addiction stage of, I just gotta know, I just gotta hear it, so yeah, and then I really slowed down. Like, it just leveled out. And so yeah, especially people who are beginning to read or interested, you're going to go through that. You're going to go through it, and you have to go through it to advance further. If you didn't go through that, okay, that's your story. I get it. But just being introduced to the stages, there ain't no way around it to become as advanced. Because one thing I've learned through everything, it all circles back. It all circles back. And when I finally grasped that knowledge and utilized it, this is why I calmed down a whole lot about trying to tell someone that they're wrong in doing this, or they shouldn't do that. Because it really, I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, because I know when I say that, by me saying that, some minds will take it the wrong way, but it really doesn't matter. Metaphysically, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you eat. It's how you eat. It doesn't matter what you wear. It's how you're wearing it. It does not matter how what you choose. It's how you're choosing. How are you choosing these things? How are you eating? Are you using your intuition to eat what you're eating? And like I always like to say, more than enough is poison. I once heard that and it stuck with me. More than enough is poison. So if you're taking in so much and it's good for you, but the other person saying, look, okay, it's a bit too much, you got to respect that. They have to back off also. You got to sync up. Try not to get too much in there. But Jeremiah 1:5 says, I knew you even before I made your body inside your mother's body. This is the easy version. I chose you before you were born. I decided that you must be a prophet to all the countries in the world, he said. He was talking to the prophet Jeremiah. And I said Joshua. I think I was thinking about my brother. I've been thinking about him a lot lately. But my daddy would always do that. This verse, Jeremiah 1:5, and also there's another scripture he used to constantly get on me about, like just drilling it in. I want to say 29:11, but anyway, so Jeremiah 1:5. Basically, I called you to be a prophet before you even knew you, before you were formed in your mother's womb. That's the scripture. So yes, the title tarot and the title prophet is the same thing. You can disagree, you can agree. Don't change the fact that it's the same title. It's other, similar titles in there that equal the same meaning. But the same thing that you go to a tarot for is the same thing you go to church to listen to a prophet for. That's it. And it's not all pretty. I mean, it may not be pretty at all. Like, the prophet's supposed to tell you the truth. Tarot gives you nothing but the truth. That's it. Prophets ain't supposed to tell you about, oh, you're getting this luxury. Your life is going to be amazing. Prophets give you warnings. Tarot gives you warnings. But my tarot, I try to guide you to you. Because no matter what you choose in life, it circles back to you. Like I was saying, circling back, I went through this whole phase. Oh, you're not supposed to eat meat. Oh, you're not supposed to eat processed foods. Yes, use your wisdom, because some things do harm our bodies and put us in situations that we rather not be in. But I went through that whole thing. I went through, cutting out everything, going through this and going through that. And still, do you know why you do these things and you still have cravings for other stuff? It's because you did not flow into that change. There was no flow. There was only, I want to say you were forced, but at the same time, because you can force yourself to do something. You can force yourself to do something. But what you have to do is allow the natural process. Come on. But if you know you're eating too much sugar, cut it out. Just cut it out. Me, with this meat thing. Okay, I went through that phase, cut out everything. Still wanted it. Went back to it. You need me?
I was going to ask you about the call.
Okay, I'll be in a little bit. Went back to it. Until naturally, I didn't have a taste for it anymore. Certain things. I ain't going to say all meat. Certain things. There's no taste. Like even now. I'm trying to get to today I tried to get to the point to want some hot wings. I still ain't got a taste for that. That's been like this for like a week now. It's just all of a sudden. Last time we went and got some wings, I ate 1.5. It wasn't even a full 2. 1.5, and I couldn't eat no more. My daughter was like, what? And if anybody knows me that's watching this, you know how much I like wings. You need a hug? You mad at me? What you mad at me for? Say.
Because it's so Tara turned to watch them.
No, it's not.
I watched them last time. She did.
So, I mean, but it's just, I don't know. It's just gone. I don't know if it's coming back. But it's just gone. A lot of the things I was wanting to eat is just gone. So, am I vegetarian or vegan? No, I'm not. I'm a person. I like to eat. Still like to eat. I like to try different foods. So what I'm saying is you don't have to force yourself into a situation unless it's life and death. Come on now. If you're really compromising your health, then you may want to make a change. That's no natural. Your natural process is telling you, look, you gonna change. You gotta change, or you're gonna be taking shots every day or pills or something. And I ain't good with medicines. I don't like medicines. Never have liked medicines ever since a little girl. Yeah. So nah. I went to the doctor one time. I don't know. It's been a while. He told me something. My blood pressure was up. Not my blood pressure. I wasn't going. He told me we need you to come back every week to check your. No, I ain't go back. Not for that. I went back, but he was like, "Well, you didn't come back to let us check your blood pressure, but it's good now. I know it's good now. You ain't finna trap me up in that mess. No, I'm not finna be on no lisinopril and all. Nope, I'm not gonna do it. I don't like taking medicines. To me, my medicines is some turmeric. What else? Apple cider vinegar, just a little bit, mixed with some honey, or honey and garlic, elder syrup, or the elderberry chews. Like, I'll do those things. Ginger and water, lemon and water, honey and water, ginger powder. It's like something. I'll figure it out. Or just dropping stuff, just drinking water. So my mind is stretching. Let me get off of here. What else did I want to say? So yes, please also use discernment. Use your discernment when choosing a tarot reader. I didn't write tarot, but when you're choosing a reader, when you're choosing anybody, it could be a prophet, apostle, whatever. Choose discernment. That's real. You can't have it just anybody speaking anything. So use discernment, especially when choosing a reader. Me personally, I like to take the route of what can be called holistic reading, or holistic tarot. And this taps into the subconscious area of knowledge and creativity. And this is a pure power of how tarot is in your ability to channel a clear path for your light. Your light has to shine through. Your intuition has to be followed. You can't follow my intuition and get to where you want to be. That's just point blank period. This is why it's good to use wisdom. There are few, maybe, or some, that will have to follow me eventually when we get to that point. I'm not really the type of person like, yes, follow me. Follow your path. Because I have to follow my path. So tarot can clear blockages. It can grant clarity. And it can help someone make a decision and make some sense of the emotions you're experiencing and some connections. Overall, become more mindful of what can help or hurt your efforts in your life. And those efforts are put there towards, as you're going towards your level of success, your version of success, i.e. your personal and professional development. My daughter mad, she keep coming in and out. Whatever. But most importantly, this all flows under the practice of, you got it, meditation. Everything I talk about goes back to meditation, back to being centered, back to balance. So I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm gonna go. My mama wanna talk, and that's it. Next week, I've also been talking to a couple of people about this. I don't really know how to fit it into METV episode because it's a session. It's like a personal session, but I'm gonna do the best way I can. I'm gonna figure it out. But I wanted to talk about being free to release your emotional expressions. So like today, a lady asked me, how do you do that? And I explained it to her the best way I could, and she said, thank you so much. I think that's what she said. I was driving and my daughter was reading me the messages. So but I know I explained it to her. It was just like a social media thing. And but a lot of people have been asking me. My mom even asked me, this was a while ago though, because I'm always constantly talking about express yourself, release those emotions. And everybody's like, but what do you mean? How do you do that? It's simple. It's so simple. It's so simple. Because there was another metaphysician who was explaining it like metaphysically speaking, maybe how we should be explaining it. But my way of explaining it is like, look, just do this. how I present myself. Pure, beautiful, and you see the real me. So that's how I try my best to give my explanations. So next week I'm going to be talking about emotions and expressing your emotions. How to freely express your emotions. What is the acronym? But it's actually, the session is called FREE, and it's an acronym for free to release your emotional expressions, or freely release your emotional expressions. It doesn't matter how you say it, but just know that you got to do this. This is a part of healthy healing. Ooh, I gotta go. So until next week, I'm gonna get it together. I just don't know how to put it out to make it a video. I'm just gonna read through my notes, because I'm not gonna read through nobody's session I'm going through with. But I'm going to read through my notes and do the best I can to explain freely releasing your emotional expressions. Have a good day.